Hello and welcome back to Mr. English Lab. My name is Laura, and I'm here to guide you on your journey to clear, confident, and natural English. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. Your support truly helps this channel grow. All right, take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin today's session. The morning is quiet, soft, and gentle, and as you open your eyes, you feel something different in the air, something calm but powerful, as if this day is waiting just for you, and you know that this morning can be more than just another start. It can be a chance to build a better life, step by step, choice by choice, moment by moment. So you take a slow breath and let your mind settle, and in this soft moment, your guide from Mr. English Lab, want you to listen carefully, because today's story is not only a story, it is a path for you, a simple way to train your English, to train your mind, and to train your life. And as you listen to this long, gentle story, I want you to feel like you are walking inside it, like you are living it. Like every sentence is part of your morning, part of your routine, part of the stronger person you want to become. And as the story begins, imagine yourself sitting on the edge of your bed, your feet touching the cool floor, your hands resting softly beside you, your breath moving in and out like a quiet wave. And as you sit there, you remember the mornings from your past, the mornings when you woke up tired, unmotivated, or stressed, the mornings when you felt like life was heavy or confusing or too fast, and you remember how many of those mornings you simply let pass, without control, without meaning, without direction. And in that memory, something stirs inside you, a small voice that says, I want more, I want change, I want mornings that make me stronger. So you stand up, slowly, feeling your body wake with you, and you walk to the window, where the soft morning light falls across your face, warm and hopeful. And as you look outside, you realize something important, something that will guide this whole story. Mornings are not just a time of day. Mornings are a message from life that says, start again, try again, grow again. And when you understand this message, your mornings can change everything. They can change how you think, how you act, and how you live. And as you stand by the window, you feel a quiet challenge rising in your heart, the challenge of taking your mornings seriously, the challenge of using them wisely, the challenge of becoming the kind of person who starts each day with purpose, not by accident. And this challenge feels both exciting and a little scary, because you know that changing your mornings means changing your habits, changing your mind, and sometimes changing your life. But you also feel ready, truly ready, because something inside you has been waiting for this moment, waiting for this story, waiting for this new beginning. And as you breathe in the morning air, you whisper to yourself, today will be different. Not in a loud way, but in a soft, honest way, a way that feels real. And with that soft promise, you walk to the small table in your room, the one where you keep your notebook, your pen, and maybe a few dreams that you have not touched in a long time. And you sit down, slowly, letting the quiet morning guide your thoughts. And as you sit, you reflect on your life, on the routines you follow, on the habits you repeat, and you wonder how many of them truly help you, and how many of them push you back, hold you down, or waste your time. And you begin to understand something important, something that you might have ignored before. Your morning is the foundation of your entire day, and your day is the foundation of your life. So if you change the morning, you change everything that comes after it. And this realization is like a small spark inside your mind, bright and warm, and this spark begins to grow as you think about the person you want to become, a person with clear goals, strong discipline, calm focus, and a peaceful heart, a person who does not start the day with stress, chaos, or confusion, but with power, clarity, and purpose. And as that image becomes clearer, you begin to feel more awake, more alive, and more connected to your own potential. And this feeling becomes the emotional center of this first part of the story, because now you see what the morning truly is. It is a doorway to a better version of yourself, and when you walk through it with awareness, the day becomes easier, lighter, better, and you become stronger. And as you sit at your table, looking around your quiet room, you feel something shifting inside you, something strong and steady, like a new energy rising, and this energy pushes you to do something small but powerful. You lift your notebook, open it slowly, and you write one simple line at the top of the page. Today, I start my morning with purpose, and as you write those words, your mind becomes clearer. Because that simple sentence is not just a note, it is a decision to take control of your day, to take control of your thoughts, to take control of your actions, and maybe even to take control of your future. And as you hold the pen in your hand, you remember all the days when you distracted yourself early in the morning, going straight to your phone, checking messages, scrolling social media, or getting lost in things that did not matter, and you feel a quiet regret, not a heavy regret, but a gentle one, a reminder that you could have done better. But you also feel something more powerful than regret. You feel forgiveness, self-forgiveness, because you understand that you were learning, you were growing, you were doing your best. And today, you're ready to do even better. And as you sit there with your notebook open, the soft morning light continues to fill the room, like a warm sign that you are moving in the right direction. And you think about what a powerful morning should feel like. Not busy, not stressful, not rushed, but calm, intentional, and meaningful. And you begin to imagine a new daily routine, a routine that supports your mind, your body, your goals, and your life. And this imagination becomes the exploration part of your morning story, because now you are exploring possibilities, imagining new habits, new actions, and new choices that can build a stronger, better day. And as you explore these ideas, you remember a moment from your past, a moment when you felt strong and confident, maybe during a time when you woke early, exercised, studied, or worked with strong focus, and you remember how good that feeling was, how powerful, how meaningful, and you realize that this feeling did not come from luck, it came from intention, from action, from discipline, and suddenly, everything becomes clear. If you want powerful days, you must build powerful mornings, and if you want powerful mornings, you must choose them, create them, protect them, and repeat them, day after day, morning after morning, until they become a natural part of who you are. And this clarity brings a sense of peace inside you, a peace that feels like understanding, like truth, like a message you needed but never heard so clearly before. And with this new understanding, you begin to see yourself differently, not as someone who struggles to wake up, not as someone who feels lost in the morning, but as someone who can build a new routine, step by step, simple action by simple action. And this change in perspective is the moment of transformation in this first chapter of our story. Because now you are no longer the same person who simply woke up without purpose. Now you are someone who sees the morning as a tool, as a gift, as a foundation, and this new identity makes you feel stronger, more confident, and more connected to your own potential. And as you take another slow breath, you reflect on everything you have realized in these early minutes of the day, and in this reflection, you see the truth clearly. The truth that every powerful life begins with a powerful morning, and every powerful morning begins with a powerful choice. And today, you made that choice, quietly, simply, honestly, and this choice is your first step toward a better life. And as this first section of the story moves toward its gentle ending, I want you to feel proud of yourself, proud of the decision you made, proud of the awareness you gained, proud of the small but strong step you took, because even if this story is long, even if this journey is just beginning, you have already changed something important inside you. And that small change will grow stronger with each section, with each part, with each idea we explore together. And now, as the morning sun grows brighter and the room feels more alive, you close your notebook softly, place your hands on top of it, and whisper to yourself, "This morning is mine," and with that simple line, you set the tone not only for today, but for your future. And as you stand up again, ready to move to the next part of your morning, you feel calm, clear, and ready, truly ready. And that feeling is your takeaway from this first chapter. Mornings can shape your life, and you have the power to shape your mornings, starting right now in this quiet, beautiful moment. The morning ritual of success. The morning continues, soft and calm, and as you step away from your notebook, you feel a small energy in your body, a quiet but steady push, reminding you that this day can be different if you allow it. And so you move slowly toward the small corner of your room where you can stretch your body, feeling the cool floor beneath your feet and the gentle morning light touching your skin, and you begin to stretch, first your arms, then your shoulders, then your back, slowly, carefully, noticing each small movement. And as you stretch, your mind begins to calm, your thoughts slowing down, becoming clearer, like a small river that flows gently after a storm. And in this calmness, you realize that your body and your mind are connected, that taking care of one takes care of the other, and that the morning is not only a time to wake your mind, but also a time to wake your body. And as you notice this connection, you feel grateful for it, grateful for your body, for your breath, for the ability to move, to feel, and to start again. And with that gratitude, you continue your stretching, imagining that each small movement is a small investment in yourself, in your health, in your focus, and in your future. And as you breathe in slowly and breathe out gently, you begin to reflect on the mornings of your past, the mornings when you felt rushed, stressed, or tired, when you jumped out of bed and went straight to your phone, your work, or your responsibilities, and you see clearly now how those mornings made the day feel heavy, how the stress carried forward, how the mind felt scattered and weak, and you realize that today, things will be different, because today you are learning a new ritual. A ritual that can guide not only this morning, but every morning after. And as you imagine this ritual, you see it as a small, simple sequence of actions that anyone can do, actions that are not difficult, not time-consuming, but powerful because of consistency, because of intention, because of awareness. And as you see this, your mind becomes curious, eager to explore each step, to understand each movement, and to feel each moment fully. And so after your stretching, you move to the next part of your morning ritual, which is sitting quietly, alone and breathing deeply, noticing your thoughts without judging them, letting them come and go like clouds in the sky. And as you sit, you begin to feel a sense of calm power, a sense of control over your mind and your emotions. And you notice that in this quiet moment, there is space for clarity, for planning, and for understanding what is most important in your day. And in this clarity, you begin to plan a small action, just one, something simple that will bring meaning to your day, something that is aligned with your goals, your values, your dreams. And as you think of this action, your mind begins to feel alive, focused, and ready to move. And as you breathe in and out, you repeat a simple line in your mind. I am ready. I am focused. I am calm. And with these words, you begin to feel a gentle confidence, not loud or forced, but natural, soft, and steady. And you know that this confidence comes from small actions, from routines, from habits that build on themselves, from repeating simple choices that create strength, focus, and calm over time. And as you finish this quiet sitting, you stand slowly, feeling the energy in your body, feeling the flow of your thoughts, feeling the connection between your mind, your body, and your intentions. And now it is time for the next step, which is movement, simple but purposeful movement, something that wakes the body fully, like a walk outside, a few minutes of exercise, or even gentle yoga. And as you begin this movement, you notice the sensations in your body, the strength in your legs, the stretch in your arms, the rhythm of your breath, and you allow yourself to feel proud for taking this small but important step, proud for choosing action over inaction, proud for investing in yourself, because these small movements, done consistently, become powerful habits that support your day, your energy, and your focus. And as you move, you begin to think about the mornings of other people, people you admire, people who seem calm, confident, and productive, and you wonder how they start their day, and then you realize something important, something that has been quiet until now. The secret is not extraordinary actions, not magic, not luck, but simple rituals, repeated daily with awareness and care. And as this thought grows inside you, you feel a connection with them, a quiet understanding that you too can build these rituals, that you too can start mornings that give strength, focus, and calm. And in this realization, a small challenge appears, a challenge that says, will you be consistent? Will you repeat this morning even when it is hard? Even when life is busy? Even when you feel tired and you feel a quiet fear? Because consistency is not easy, but this fear is balanced by curiosity and determination, by the knowledge that change is always a choice, and by the understanding that small, consistent actions can lead to great transformation over time. And as this challenge enters your mind, you imagine the rest of your day, seeing yourself working calmly, focusing on important tasks, interacting with others in a better way, feeling energy, feeling motivation, feeling clarity. And you realize that the morning is the foundation of all this, that if the morning is strong, the rest of the day follows naturally, and if the morning is weak, the day struggles. And this understanding is the heart of this story, the lesson that will guide your life, because the morning is not just a time of day, it is a choice, a moment of power, a doorway to who you want to become. And as you feel this, your mind begins to explore more details, small actions that make mornings powerful, like drinking water, moving your body, writing your goals, reading a page of something inspiring, avoiding distractions, planning your day, and smiling, even softly. Because each small action builds a positive cycle that supports your energy, your mind, and your focus. And as you explore these ideas, your imagination grows, and you begin to see a morning routine not as a task, but as a story in which you are the hero, a story where each action, each choice, each breath contributes to your growth, your calm, your energy, and your power. And in this story, there is no rush, no pressure, only gentle awareness, curiosity, and care. And as you continue this visualization, you feel a quiet sense of peace, because you realize that the morning is not something to fear, to avoid, or to struggle with, but something to embrace, something to create, something to celebrate. And as you feel this, your mind becomes more focused, your heart becomes lighter, your energy becomes stronger, and you know that with each morning, with each small ritual, you are building a new version of yourself, a version that is calm, focused, strong, and ready for the day. And as this section comes to a close, you take a slow, deep breath, noticing the sensations in your body, the clarity in your mind, and the soft power in your heart, and you reflect on this morning ritual, on the choices you are making, on the habits you are building, and you understand that these simple, repeated actions will shape not only today, but all your tomorrows. And with this understanding, a gentle smile appears on your face, a smile that carries awareness, pride, and hope. And this smile is your takeaway from this second section, that mornings can be simple, gentle, and powerful, that they can give clarity, energy, and calm, and that when you create a ritual with care, attention, and consistency, you are building a foundation for success, happiness, and a better life. And as you finish this reflection, you feel ready to continue, ready to expand this morning ritual, ready to take small steps that will grow into big changes. And with that feeling, you move naturally toward the next part of your day, carrying awareness, energy, and calm like a small but steady light guiding you forward. And that light is your transformation, your reflection, and your promise to yourself that each morning is yours to shape, yours to create, and yours to enjoy. The power of focus and intention. The morning continues to grow brighter, soft rays of light filling the room, and as you stand there after your gentle movements and quiet reflection, you notice something new inside yourself, a feeling of calm strength, a feeling that your mind is more present, more awake, more ready to focus. And in this moment, you understand that the morning is not only about actions, not only about movement, not only about rituals, but it is also about intention, the quiet, invisible force that guides each choice, each breath, each step, and you realize that your day, your life, and even your future are shaped not just by what you do, but by the clarity and purpose behind what you do. And as you notice this, you feel a gentle curiosity, a desire to explore, to see how one small, focused choice can ripple into many positive effects throughout the day. And you remember times when you acted without focus, when distractions pulled your mind like waves in the ocean, when you went from one task to another without attention, and you realize how those mornings felt empty, how the day seemed heavier, slower, or confusing. And now, standing in your calm morning, you feel the opposite, a quiet certainty that focus is a skill you can train. That attention is like a muscle, and the morning is the perfect time to exercise it, to make it stronger. And so you decide to practice focus in a simple, gentle way, starting with one small action, one small task, something meaningful but achievable. And as you choose this task, you notice how your mind naturally organizes, how your thoughts align like soft, clear waves, and you feel a small pride in yourself, because choosing focus feels like stepping into control, stepping into your own power, stepping into the version of yourself that you want to become. And as you begin this small task, maybe it is writing, maybe it is planning, maybe it is reading, maybe it is simply observing your surroundings with attention, you notice the beauty in small details, the rhythm of your breath, the sound of soft morning wind, the warmth of light on your skin, the texture of the paper under your fingers. And in this noticing, you realize that focus is not pressure, it is awareness, it is presence. It is choosing to be here, fully, now, in this moment. And as you sit with this awareness, your mind naturally drifts to other small ways you can strengthen your focus, and you imagine simple routines, turning off distractions for a few minutes, breathing deeply before a task, setting a tiny goal for each hour, writing a single line of intention in your notebook, pausing to notice progress. And with each idea, your mind feels more confident, more capable, more awake, more ready. Because you begin to see that focus is not something difficult or unreachable, it is something small, something repeated, something nurtured gently each morning. And as you imagine this, your heart begins to feel lighter, your energy rises, your calm grows, and you understand that focus is also connected to emotion, to energy, to intention, and that a mind that is calm and clear will naturally work with purpose, clarity, and effectiveness. And as this realization grows inside you, a small challenge appears. A challenge that feels like a test, a question. Will you protect your attention, your mind, your focus, even when distractions come, even when life feels fast, even when you are tired, and you feel a quiet nervousness, because protecting focus is Not always easy, but you also feel strength because you remember the calm and clarity of this morning, and you know that small, repeated steps will make it easier, and that every choice to return to focus is a victory, every gentle correction a triumph. And as you sit with this, your mind begins to explore the connection between focus and intention, how your thoughts shape your day, how your choices shape your life, and how the morning, this quiet, intentional morning, can be the most important moment for shaping all that follows. And you think about your goals, your dreams, your hopes, and you realize that intention is the bridge between what you are now and what you want to become, that every small, purposeful action builds a step on that bridge, and that every day, every morning, is an opportunity to walk a few steps closer to the person you wish to be. And as you reflect on this, a quiet smile appears on your face because you feel empowered, because you see clearly that you are not powerless, that you have the ability to guide your life with care, attention, and awareness. And as you feel this power, you also feel responsibility, the gentle responsibility to honor your morning, to honor your focus, to honor the small actions that will shape your day. And with this responsibility comes a sense of pride, because you realize that being intentional is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about showing up, noticing, choosing, and acting, even in small ways. And as you explore this idea, your mind naturally drifts to questions. What small action will I choose next? How will I guard my focus? How will I connect my energy to my intentions? And with each question, your curiosity grows, your attention sharpens, your awareness deepens, and you begin to imagine the rest of your day as a series of small choices, small focused actions, all connected, all intentional, each one supported by the calm, gentle, powerful morning that you are building. And in this imagination, you see yourself moving through the day with energy, with focus, with calm, with clarity, completing tasks with ease, connecting with others with patience, feeling motivated and alert, feeling a sense of control over your actions. And you realize that this vision is not just imagination, it is possible reality, because you have begun to create it through the morning rituals, the intention, and the focus that you practice right now. And as this understanding grows, you feel a quiet transformation inside, a small but powerful change in your mind and heart, as if the morning itself is teaching you the truth, that life responds to attention, that success comes to those who are deliberate, and that small, consistent focus can grow into habits, habits into routines, routines into a powerful, purposeful life. And as you reflect on this, a gentle promise arises within you, a promise to protect your mornings, your focus, your intentions, your small but meaningful actions, and to return to them each day, knowing that each step, however small, is a step forward. And as you feel this promise, your mind naturally drifts to gratitude. Gratitude for the morning, for your calm, for your clarity, for your energy, and for the chance to create, to act, and to grow. And in this gratitude, your heart feels full, your body feels light, your mind feels calm and awake, and you notice a gentle excitement, a quiet joy that today and every day after, you can build power through intention and focus, that your mornings can be sacred, meaningful, and transformative, and that each action, each breath, each small choice you make now ripples into every moment of your day, every interaction, every task, every goal, and that this ripple, this wave of mindful action, will grow stronger with repetition, with care, with awareness. And as this section of the story comes to a close, you take a slow, deep breath, letting the calm power of focus fill your body, your mind, and your heart, reflecting on the transformation that is already beginning, and as you smile softly, you carry this intention forward into the next part of your morning, ready to expand your energy, your habits, and your life. And this soft smile, this quiet confidence, this awareness of focus and intention becomes the takeaway of this third section, that a calm, intentional morning can shape the rest of your day. That focus is a skill you can practice, that intention is a bridge to your goals, and that each small, consistent step matters more than you think, shaping not just today, but the days, months, and years that follow. Energy, habits, and motivation. The morning grows even brighter now, and as you move gently through your room, your body and mind beginning to wake fully, you notice a small but important feeling, a soft energy rising inside you, an energy that is not loud or aggressive, but quiet, steady, and warm. And in this energy, you feel a connection to yourself, to your choices, to the day ahead, and you realize that this energy is the key to making mornings powerful, because without energy, habits cannot form, motivation fades, and focus becomes weak. And so you decide to nurture this energy, slowly, gently, carefully, like tending a small fire, and you begin with the simplest of steps, breathing deeply, feeling your lungs expand, noticing the rise and fall of your chest, allowing each breath to fill you with calm power. And as you breathe, your mind begins to feel more alive, more awake, more capable of handling the day. And in this awakened state, you start to think about habits, the small repeated actions that shape your life, and you realize that the habits you build in the morning have a ripple effect, a quiet but powerful influence on your day, your work, your health, your relationships, and your energy. And you remember mornings when your habits were weak, when you skipped exercise, when you went straight to distractions, when you ignored your mind and body, and you notice how those mornings made your day feel heavy, scattered, or unproductive. And you contrast that with mornings like today, calm, intentional, energetic, full of purpose, and you feel a gentle excitement, a quiet motivation, because you now understand that habits are not punishment or rules. They are tools, they are gifts you give to yourself, and they are the bridge between intention and action, between who you are now and who you want to become. And with this understanding, you decide to take one small habit and do it consistently today. Maybe it is drinking water to awaken your body. Maybe it is a few stretches to energize your muscles. Maybe it is writing down one goal for the day. Maybe it is reading a paragraph of something inspiring. Maybe it is simply walking outside for a few minutes and noticing the sunlight, the air, the sounds, the smells, and you notice that no matter how small this habit is, it feels powerful because it is done with awareness, with intention, with care, and as you do it, your energy begins to grow. Not suddenly, not violently, but softly, steadily, like the sun rising slowly over the horizon, and this energy makes your thoughts clearer, your body lighter, your mind sharper, and your heart calmer. And as you feel this, you begin to imagine a morning routine that is more than just a set of tasks, but a ritual, a story, a sequence of small actions that create rhythm, focus, calm, energy, and motivation. And as you imagine this routine, you notice how easy it can be to follow when it is simple, when it is intentional, when it aligns with your goals and your energy, and you begin to feel a quiet curiosity, a desire to explore, to test, to improve, to see how these small habits can combine into a powerful flow that transforms your mornings and your days. And in this curiosity, you also notice a gentle challenge, a challenge that whispers softly, will you be consistent? Will you honor these habits, even when life is busy, even when you feel tired, even when distractions come? And this challenge feels real, but not frightening, because you remember the calm confidence of the morning, the clarity of your intentions, and the growing energy in your body and mind, and you feel ready to meet it, ready to choose the small, consistent action over laziness or distraction, ready to nurture energy, focus, and motivation every day. And as you feel this readiness, you begin to explore the connection between habits and motivation, noticing that motivation is not only about feelings, it is about action. That small steps, repeated consistently, produce motivation naturally, that starting a habit creates energy, that completing one small task encourages the next, and that by choosing action first, even before motivation arrives, you create a powerful cycle that strengthens you, your day, and your life. And as you reflect on this, you realize that the morning is the perfect time to build this cycle, because the world is quiet, the mind is fresh, the body is rested, and the choices you make now have the largest ripple effect. And in this understanding, a soft sense of empowerment rises inside you, because you see clearly that the morning is yours, that the energy you cultivate, the habits you build, and the small, consistent actions you take are all tools for shaping your life, and that nothing else, no rush, no pressure, no distractions, can steal this power unless you allow it. And as you sit or stand or move through your morning, you take a moment to feel this empowerment fully, letting it fill your body, mind, and heart, and noticing how it changes your posture, your energy, your thoughts, your mood, and your readiness to act. And as you feel this, you begin to add more small actions to your routine, imagining that each one is like a stone in a path that leads from sleep and rest to focus and action, from intention to energy, from calm to motivation, from potential to achievement. And as you build this path, you feel a sense of pride for showing up, for acting, for choosing awareness, for nurturing energy, for building habits. And as this pride grows, you notice that motivation begins to flow naturally, not forced, not loud, but quiet, steady, and joyful, a natural consequence of consistent action and awareness. And as you sit with this feeling, you reflect on the importance of small steps, noticing that mornings do not need to be dramatic, do not need to be perfect, do not need to be full of long tasks or complicated routines, that even 10 minutes of careful action, repeated day after day, can create momentum, energy, clarity, and motivation that carry through the day, the week, the month, and the year. And you realize that this is the essence of a powerful morning: simplicity, consistency, awareness, intention, energy, and small, meaningful habits. And as this realization settles in your mind, you feel a gentle transformation, a soft shift in your identity, as if you are becoming the type of person who naturally nurtures energy, builds habits, and maintains motivation. A person who respects mornings, who respects themselves, and who understands that each small choice matters. And as you smile softly, feeling the warmth of the morning and the energy growing in your body and mind, you reflect once more, noticing that this ritual is not only for today, it is for every morning, that the habits you build now, the energy you cultivate, and the focus you practice will compound over time, shaping not only your days but your life. And as you take a slow, deep breath, letting all this awareness, energy, motivation, and pride settle in, you whisper softly to yourself, "I am ready. I am focused. I am alive. I choose my mornings." And with this whisper, this soft but powerful promise, you step fully into the day, carrying energy, calm, and motivation with you, knowing that the foundation you build in your morning is the key to every success, every small victory, and every moment of happiness and growth. And this, finally, becomes your takeaway from this fourth section, that mornings are powerful not because of what you do once, but because of what you repeat, not because of effort alone, but because of consistency, awareness, and energy, and that when you nurture your mornings with care, focus, and small, meaningful habits, you are nurturing your life, your future, and the person you are becoming. Reflection, transformation, and the morning legacy. The morning is now fully alive, soft light filling the room, air gentle and fresh, and as you move through your small rituals, your stretches, your focus exercises, your habits, and your quiet moments of intention, you feel a sense of completion. Not like the end of a day, but like the end of a chapter in your morning story, a chapter where you have begun to understand the power, the depth, and the simplicity of a meaningful morning, and as you pause for a moment, sitting quietly or standing still, you notice how different your mind feels from the mornings of the past, how calm, clear, focused, and energized it is, and you feel a small wave of pride, a quiet recognition that you have taken control of these early hours, that you have made choices with care, intention, and awareness, and in that pride, you feel something else, a gentle reflection, a chance to look back at the mornings of your life, not with judgment, not with regret, but with understanding, seeing clearly the patterns, the mistakes, the rushed moments, and the wasted energy, and you notice how every small change you make today can ripple into tomorrow, the day after, the week, the month, the year, and even the rest of your life. And as you reflect on this, you understand that transformation is not sudden, not dramatic, not magical, but steady, soft, consistent, a result of repeated small choices that align with your intention, your focus, your habits, and your energy. And in this understanding, you feel a quiet sense of empowerment because you see clearly that change is possible, that better mornings are possible, that a better life is built step by step, moment by moment, morning by morning, and you notice how the small actions you took today, breathing deeply, stretching, moving with intention, setting goals, writing down thoughts, practicing focus, nurturing energy, building habits, are not just tasks, but seeds of transformation, seeds that grow quietly, steadily, and powerfully over time. And as you watch these seeds grow in your mind, heart, and body, you begin to imagine your days unfolding differently, moving with energy, calm, and purpose, completing tasks with focus and care, approaching people with patience and warmth, handling challenges with confidence and clarity, and you realize that this transformation is not just about what happens in the morning, but how the morning shapes every choice, every action, and every thought that follows. And as you imagine this, a gentle challenge arises, a question that asks softly, will you protect this morning? Will you honor these rituals, these habits, this focus, this energy every day? And you feel a quiet nervousness, because the real test of a morning's power comes not once, but repeatedly, consistently, in the days and weeks to come. But this nervousness is balanced by calm determination, a feeling that you are ready to meet the challenge, that the small steps you take today are building resilience, strength, and habit for tomorrow, and in this readiness, you feel a sense of continuity, a rhythm, a flow, understanding that mornings are not isolated moments, but a legacy, a sequence of choices, a foundation for life. And as you hold this thought in your mind, you feel gratitude, deep and warm, gratitude for your body, for your mind, for the chance to start again, for the quiet moments of awareness, for the energy you cultivated, and for the clarity you now carry into the day. And in this gratitude, you begin to smile softly, feeling a peaceful joy, knowing that even small, consistent efforts have meaning, even small choices build momentum, and that this morning, right now, is already creating something bigger than you can see, a quiet ripple that flows through your life, shaping your habits, your focus, your energy, and your success. And as you breathe slowly and deeply, You reflect on the lessons of today. That calm, awareness, and intention are the heart of every powerful morning. That focus and energy are built step by step, that habits repeated consistently create transformation, and not the small, gentle actions you take each morning shape the story of your life. And with this reflection, you notice a deep sense of identity forming, a recognition that you are becoming the person who values mornings, who respects them, who invests in them, and who allows them to shape the day, the week, and the year. And as this identity settles in your mind and heart, you begin to visualize the next mornings, not as chores, not as obligations, but as opportunities, moments of quiet power, clarity, and calm, chances to practice focus, energy, and habits. And you see yourself walking through these mornings with confidence, joy, and intention, each day building on the last, each choice reinforcing the next, each action creating momentum. And you feel a small but powerful sense of freedom, because in this rhythm, in this flow, you are no longer controlled by chaos, distractions, or fatigue. You are guided by awareness, choice, and purpose. And as you notice this freedom, a gentle promise rises inside you, a quiet vow that you will continue to honor your mornings, to protect them, to nurture them with care, focus, energy, and intention, and that you will allow this practice to grow naturally, gently, consistently, into every corner of your life. And as you feel this promise, your mind begins to slow, your body feels light, your heart is calm, and you carry with you a sense of completion, a sense of readiness for the day, a sense of quiet power that comes from understanding, practice, and gentle transformation. And as the morning sun continues to rise, you reflect one last time, letting all the lessons, habits, energy, focus, and intention settle in, feeling proud, calm, empowered, and motivated. And you whisper softly to yourself, "This morning, I began a new story. Tomorrow, I will continue it. Each day, I grow stronger. Each day, I choose my mornings. Each day, I choose myself." And as you breathe out slowly, you feel a gentle peace, knowing that you have not only started a morning, but you have built a foundation, a small but powerful beginning, a story that will grow, flow, and shape your life in ways both visible and invisible. And with this, you carry your morning forward, ready to move through the day with calm, energy, focus, intention, and the quiet, powerful understanding that the mornings you choose today are the life you build for tomorrow. And this becomes your ultimate takeaway from this story, that a morning is not just a time, but a gift, a foundation, a practice, a habit, and a chance to shape the person you are becoming. And when you treat it with care, awareness, and consistency, you are creating a life that is calm, focused, energized, and full of purpose. And that is the secret to making your mornings powerful, meaningful, and transformative. A new morning begins. The morning is quiet, soft, gentle. You open your eyes and feel something different. The air is calm, but also powerful. This day is waiting for you. You know this morning can be more than just a start. It can be a chance to build a better life. Step by step, choice by choice, moment by moment. Take a slow breath. Let your mind settle. I am your guide from Mr. English Lab. Listen carefully. This story is not just a story. It is a path to train your English, to train your mind, to train your life. As you listen, imagine you are walking inside the story, living it, feeling it. Every sentence part of your morning. Imagine sitting on the edge of your bed. Your feet touch the floor. Your hands rest softly beside you. Your breath moves slowly. Think about your past mornings. The mornings when you were tired, unmotivated, stressed. The mornings when life felt heavy, fast, confusing. Remember how many mornings you let pass. without control, without meaning. Now, a small voice stirs inside you. I want more. I want change. I want mornings that make me stronger. You stand slowly. Feel your body wake. Walk to the window. Soft light falls across your face. Warm. Hopeful. You realize something important. Mornings are not just time. Mornings are a message. A message from life. Start again. Try again. Grow again. When you understand this, mornings can change everything. They can change how you think, act, and live. A quiet challenge rises in your heart. The challenge of taking your mornings seriously, of using them wisely, of becoming the kind of person who starts with purpose. It feels exciting, a little scary. You know, changing your mornings means changing habits, changing your mind, sometimes changing your life. But you feel ready, ready for a new beginning. Take another deep breath. Whisper softly, today will be different. Walk to your small table. Pick up your notebook, your pen. Write one simple line at the top. Today, I start my morning with purpose. This is a decision, a promise to yourself, a small but powerful step toward a better life. Even if the journey is long, you have already changed something important. Close your notebook softly. Place your hands on it. Whisper again, this morning is mine. Feel calm, clear, ready. The morning ritual of success. Stand slowly. Feel the energy inside you. The morning is quiet, calm, gentle. Move to a corner where you can stretch. Feel the cool floor beneath your feet. Feel the morning light on your skin. Stretch your arms, shoulders, back. Slowly, carefully. Notice every small movement. Notice your body waking up. Breathing deeply, slowly. Your mind begins to calm. Thoughts slow, clear, soft. You understand, body and mind are connected. Taking care of one helps the other. Morning is not just for your mind. It is for your body too. Feel gratitude for your body, for your breath, for the chance to start again. Each movement is an investment in yourself, in your energy, in your day. Reflect on past mornings. The mornings when you felt rushed, stressed, lost. You see clearly how those mornings made your day feel heavy. Today will be different. You are learning a new ritual. A ritual that can guide your day. Small, simple, powerful. Actions repeated with care, with intention, with awareness. Sit quietly. Breathe. Notice your thoughts. Let them come and go. Feel calm power rising. Clarity comes. Planning comes. Understanding comes. Choose one small action for the day. One small step. Repeat in your mind, I am ready. I am focused. I am calm. Notice your confidence growing softly. Focus is like a muscle. The morning is the perfect time to train it. Small, consistent steps create strong habits. Even small actions can grow into great momentum. After sitting, stand slowly. Move with purpose. Exercise. Walk outside. Stretch. Feel the rhythm of your body. Notice the energy in your legs, arms, and chest. Feel proud. Small actions matter. Small habits grow. Think of people you admire. Calm, focused, productive. Their secret is not luck, not magic, not hard work alone. It is simple rituals repeated daily. A habit of small, consistent action. A challenge arises. Will you protect your focus and habits? You feel nervous, but also ready. Small steps now create resilience for tomorrow. The morning is a doorway, a foundation for your day. Notice energy rising, clarity growing, calm settling. Smile softly. Whisper, I choose this morning. I choose focus. The power of focus and intention. Morning grows brighter. You feel calm strength inside you. The morning is about intention, about clarity, about purpose. Your mind is awake, ready to focus. Remember times when distractions pulled you, when mornings felt wasted. Now you feel the opposite. Calm, ready, present. Choose one small task. Focus on it. Simple, achievable, meaningful. Notice every detail. The paper, the pen, the air, the light. Focus is awareness. Presence. Choosing to be here, now. Think of other ways to strengthen focus. Turn off distractions. Breathe before tasks. Set tiny goals. Pause to notice progress. Focus is built with small, repeated actions. Energy grows naturally from action. Motivation follows. Morning is perfect for building this cycle. Each small choice ripples through your day. Imagine completing tasks calmly, interacting with patience, handling challenges with clarity. Focus and intention shape your entire day, your life, your future. A promise arises. I will protect my focus every day. Feel quiet empowerment. Feel confidence. Breathe deeply. Smile softly. Whisper, I am calm. I am focused. I am ready. Energy, habits, and motivation. Morning light grows. Energy rises. Breathe deeply. Feel your body. Feel your mind. Habits are the bridge between intention and action. The habits you build in the morning ripple through your day. Remember past mornings when habits were weak. Notice how today feels different. Calm. Intentional. Powerful. Choose one small habit. Drink water. Stretch. Write one goal. Walk outside. Small habits matter. Done with awareness, they are powerful. Energy rises naturally from action. Clarity grows. Calm settles. Motivation is created by action, not the other way around. Small steps repeated consistently build momentum. Even 10 minutes of intentional action can change the whole day. Mornings do not need to be dramatic. Simple and consistent is powerful. Feel a soft sense of pride. A quiet joy. Smile. Energy grows. Motivation rises. Your morning is building the foundation of your day. Your choices now ripple into every moment. Pause. Reflect. Whisper, I choose my mornings. I choose myself. Reflection, transformation, and the morning legacy. Morning is alive. Light is soft and warm. Pause. Reflect. Notice how different you feel. Calm. Focused. Energized. Ready. Look back at past mornings. Not with regret, but with understanding. See patterns. See wasted energy. See rushed moments. Every small change today ripples into tomorrow, the week, the year. Transformation is steady, soft, consistent. It comes from repeated small choices aligned with intention, focus, energy, and habits. Feel empowerment rising. Change is possible. Better mornings are possible. Small actions today, breathing, stretching, writing, focusing, moving, are seeds of transformation. Imagine your day unfolding. Calm, focused, productive, energized. The morning shapes every choice, every thought, every action. A challenge arises. Will you honor these mornings consistently? Feel nervous, but also ready. Strength grows with repetition. Morning is your legacy. Each step builds momentum, confidence, and habits. Feel gratitude for your body, your mind, your energy, your awareness. Smile softly. Feel peaceful joy. Mornings are a gift, a foundation, a practice, a choice. Whisper softly, this morning I began a new story. Tomorrow I will continue it. Each day I grow stronger. Each day I choose my mornings. Each day I choose myself. Breathe deeply. Feel calm, focus, energy, and intention. Carry this quiet power into the day, the week, the year. Your mornings shape your life. Your mornings shape the person you are becoming. Thank you so much for joining today's lesson here at Mr. English Lab. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below telling me what you want to learn next. Your support helps the channel grow and helps me create more lessons for you. Take care, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next class.